Hi, I'm Ria.
Hi, I'm Hayley, and together we are
Chronicles of a Spoonie.
sharing stories.
Creating connections. Oh my god, I have got so much to talk about this week.
Me too. I think we both have so much exciting news. This is going to end up being a really jam-packed one. So
the long one. So yeah. For those of you who don't know, I rehomed my red foot. You can't see, can you? Rehomed my red foot.
Empty.
So it's empty down there. And I was actually explaining today where she is. She's gone into somebody asked me about it today, and I said, why am I laughing so hard? My eyes are going to water because I'm trying not to. I said he's basically changed his entire garage into a vivarium. He's got it heated up and mists it, and it does the. I'm literally, my eyes are going to water, and he missed it to make humidity.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, and I also gave her a bit of eye candy. He's this 7 foot good-looking chap. And now Chihiro, I said she's really active now. I said, well, I'm not fucking surprised, because if he kept walking in my room, I'd be like that. And I realised it's on live, and I was like, it's got in here.
He's gonna hear it now. Oh god.
And it was so funny because I said to him, like, I'm having struggles with selling my Viv. Do you have any tips? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, I keep just getting messages like, oh, you've got nice eyes. He went, well, just use my picture. And I almost did. And the second I almost did, it actually sold. And I said to him, I said, I didn't put your picture up, but I almost did. I said, and it sold. He went, well, I want my commission now, please. And I said, well, you can sell the other one for me. I'll happily do it. I just don't understand this whole process of people see women selling and they think it's a hit on you moment. Like,
yeah,
the fuck?
Yeah, there's some strange people out there.
Very strange. But Chihiro's happy.
That's the main thing.
Yep, she's no longer hiding all the time. She's taken to another tortoise, and we don't know if it's because obviously we don't know her gender.
Yeah,
we don't know if she's actually like hubba hubba, or if it's just a safety thing.
And like, hey bro, you're my bro now.
Yeah, we're buddies. But she's following him everywhere.
Oh,
wherever he goes, apparently she's tailing. Like, she loves it. And for me, just for her to be out wandering is fantastic. I mean, the other thing is that it's like the Bahamas in there. It's got trees in there, which mean nothing to a tortoise, but for aesthetics, it's fantastic. And then it's got lower plants, and then lower plants, and then something keeps calling a pineapple, and I've not spotted what he means yet, but he keeps saying that she likes it under the pineapple.
But wasn't that something you said about as well, that with all the trees and stuff? Yeah, it's good for aesthetics and things, but they prefer something like 90-something% coverage. They prefer like being under coverage of foliage.
Yeah, because what in the first 3 years of their lives, they're very prone. That's when they're prone to be attacked by prey, because they're defenseless. They're tiny, so they can be picked up and flown away. Once they get bigger, like, yeah, kind of want you but can't lift you, kind of thing. So they stay under coverage. And it's something, because I think I've always had the vivarium, I've never thought about all like those plants, coverage plants. She's always had plants in there, big ass plants, but his are hanging out plants, like so she's just wandering around underneath them.
Yeah, I guess you kind of think with the vivarium that it's got a roof.
Yeah.
So you kind of think that would maybe mimic being under cover of something anyway, but I guess for a tortoise it's different.
Yeah.
To them, they want the coverage of trees and plants, and he's got a serious setup. Like, I saw the pictures, and it's so nice to see that she's come out of her shell.
I know, I did a pun like that earlier.
It's really nice to see that, because I know you were worried about her the first day, because obviously she was hiding, and you're worried about her getting on with the other tortoises and all that sort of stuff. So it's nice to see that in a matter of a few days.
And then on day one, a big ass tortoise barged past her and
Yeah.
tilted her, and I'm like, come home. Just come home. You know, if you have a child that drives, I kind of wish she drove at that point. I'm like, get in your car and just come home.
It's like sending the kid off to college.
Yeah. I haven't got rid of your room yet. It's still set up the same way it is. And
Come back for the weekend.
oh, funny story though. The guy who came to buy the vivarium. So there was something wrong with Facebook. I don't know what it is. I don't know what was going on. But he would message me and I'd not know.
Oh.
No clue whatsoever. I think I told you I had the same problem with the groomer for Odin. And so we were just missing each other constantly. And he'd even message going, can I come and get it tonight?
Oh, fluff.
And I had no idea. He'd messaged me to ask to come and get it. And I went to go and do something to forward to you. I don't remember what it was, but I'd gone in specifically to do it. And I seen this message from him. And it literally says, I can come today. And then I seen all these messages like, I can come tonight. I can come. I'm like, I hope he still wants it, because I completely missed it.
Oh my God.
And I said to him, yeah, but it's been like it for quite a while for me. Like I don't know what's going on. I have the same with my phone. So I don't know if it's something to do with my networks or whatnot, but I don't even get notifications for comments on posts or anything. It's ridiculous. But 25, he finally comes, and they turned up the smallest car, and Scott went, he doesn't know it's 6 foot, right?
And by this point you'd deconstructed it and everything, hadn't you? So no, this was still fully.
This is still, because it's sealed. There is no way we were going to dismantle it, because if it broke during dismantling, then that's out the window.
Yeah.
So I put on the post via dismantles. Like, we're happy to help you carry it out. We had a friend coming around to make sure that there was somebody else here to lift if you wanted to do that. So Scott then thinks I've got it mixed up and he wants the 3 foot and not the 6 foot, because it was like first of all we thought it was a Countryman.
Yeah.
Like the big mini. But then he said it was a DS3, which is my car, and I'm like, we can barely get my wheelchair in it. So he comes out the car, he comes in with his girlfriend as well, and we're like, that's another person in the car, like, what are you going to do with this vivarium? And my first words wasn't like, hi, how are you, I'm Ria, it's upstairs. It was, how are you going to get it in there? He went, oh, excuse me, like, how are you going to get this in your car? He went,
on the roof.
Yeah,
we go on the roof.
He said we've done it before. He said this is like the third, I think he said, that the vivarium he's picked up, the third. And I was like, are you breaking them or? And he's like, nope, they've just got snakes. Like, they've moved out of their bedroom into another room because they've got like 10 snakes.
Oh wow, I love snakes.
Scott won't let me have one.
Oh, I would love one. Stuart wouldn't let me have one either, but I love them.
I just want a grass one. Just give me a grass one.
I just think they have the cutest little faces. I know people are terrified of them, and I can get why people would be scared of them.
Yeah.
I just think they have the most adorable little faces. I love the one, I don't know what it's called. You might have seen it. It's like quite a pale colour one, and it's got a little upturned nose. And when they're babies, they are the cutest things. I need to find them. It's a kind of romper.
I want the green ones, the green grass snake, where they've got the black mouth and it just looks like they're grinning at all times.
Yeah.
And I had one in Kenya when we got married, and it just wrapped itself around the hand and stayed there.
Oh.
And I'm like, I said I could just work with my hand hovering in the air, just like writing. Like, how therapeutic would that be though? Like, just having that gorgeous little snake.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Western hognose. I need to find a baby one because it's so cute. I saw it on TikTok for the first time and I was like, I want one of those.
I'm actually Googling it.
Western hognose snake baby.
Oh, snake baby. Okay.
Look at this dog. Hang on, it's picture loaded. It's not a very good quality picture.
Do you know the first picture that came up for me was them eating a snake, and they eating a oh my goodness.
It's such a cute little, that's not even the best photo, but it just looks like it's got a little smile.
It's like the snobbiest snake.
Yeah, the upturned nose. Oh.
The first picture that came up for me was them eating a dead mouse.
Nice.
So yeah.
Nice. It's actually one of the most deadly snakes too.
Oh my gosh. This is small.
It's a baby
one. How big do they grow?
Quite big. I mean, this is a girl on TikTok who has one.
Oh.
They're grumpy little things by the looks of it. It's really bad focus. It won't actually. They're gonna try to burrow.
Microphone.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you doing?
So cute. I just think they're adorable. People are probably listening like, are you mad?
Yeah, but if you're ever on TikTok, if you're ever on YouTube, you'll be seeing
yeah.
You'll be seeing the pictures. They grow to 3 foot.
Not the biggest at all.
It's like that's like the height of my mum. It's gonna kill me.
This was the exact video. Oh. I'm going to get this to focus before I play it. Okay. Look at the little baby.
Oh, that yarn.
It's called Marshmallow. They're amazing. I just think they're so cool.
That yawn. Oh, that face, man.
The little baby one.
I'm sorry, that was cute as hell. Green. I'll show you the one I want. They are absolutely just. If after I show you this you don't want one, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Probably will.
So this is how big they are.
They're like little noodles, like little spaghetti.
They make
courgette.
They make me think of those like candy, the snake candy.
Yeah, that's exactly jelly snakes. Okay. That's what they are.
So that's him, but wait.
Be nice. They're so cute.
Wait until you see the smile on their faces. I mean, it's not the smile. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that face.
Oh,
look at it.
So cute.
How could you not want to not want your wife to have that most adorable little thing?
Hint.
Oh, this is what I was saying to the guy buying the vivarium. I said, I want one, but he won't let me have it. And his missus just went, just do what he does, just turn up with it.
They can't do anything at that point. It's very true.
She said she gets like phone calls where he says, can you come and get me and the vivarium? Like, vivarium for what? He's like, oh, I'm getting another snake. And then they were talking about I said to them, like, how many have you got? And like, you must have a big house. And he said, well, no, I made us move into the smaller bedroom. And I said, well, you're only sleeping there anyway. He went, see, that's what I said. See? And I was like, oh God, I've got involved in something now.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do?
I love when people get so dedicated to their animals so that they sacrifice their own needs. Like, right. That's a true animal lover and somebody who really cares about their pets. Yeah. You sacrifice your needs above theirs, or put their needs above yours, is what I mean.
They were saying how much they loved Simba's new layout, because it's finished almost. Now I just need some more plants. It's like a forest on one end, spa in the middle, and then sleeping quarters at the other end. And I said, and this is, I truly believe this, and this is the only reason I have rehomed Chihiro, is if you're going to have an animal that should not be in captivity, then you have to give it the best life you can to the most the closest to their natural habitat as possible.
As much space as possible, as much as they would want to have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, within reason, obviously everybody only has a set amount of space in their house, but look at the size of the space that you've given him in a table, and that's not even what's recommended for his age. You know, it's half the size, isn't it, really, for his age it's recommended?
Well, he's it was until last week when he turned 1.
Of course, yeah.
For under 1 year old, they're okay with something smaller. Half the size is fine, but once they're 1 year old, the recommended size is 6 foot by 3 foot minimum. That's the minimum. And we were starting to look at his outside space because obviously the temperature's warming up now. So we've got to start preparing the outside space ready, because it's not just a case of just putting him outside.
Yeah.
We got to dig down, because they will dig 3 feet down to escape that. So we've got to dig 3 foot down, and not 3 foot, 3 inches. They will dig 3 inches down.
I was wondering, I was like, my God, your neighbours are going to think you're digging a grave.
Where's Scott gone? But no, they'll dig down 3 times their height. So right now he's about 1 inch, so he'll dig 3. But once he's fully grown, I'm going to have to dig down at least 1 foot, just to make sure. And then you put down barriers all the way down there. We've got some bricks, so that's what I'm going to put down. And Scott was saying to me, because we've moved where it's going to be, because I was going to put it to the left of the shed, but I realized there's not a lot of sunlight there. So where we're going to put it, first of all, I was like, it's not going to be big enough. He's like, it's fine. He's going to be fine. When I measured it, it's bigger than the table. So it's going to be 8 foot, so another 2 foot by 4 foot. So he's got a bit more wide and another 2 foot long when he's going to be outside.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then once he's 3 years old, he'll hibernate. So he'll barely need that, because he'll need it for timing down, for winding down, and then he'll sleep for 3 or 4 months. 4 months. I think it's 4 months hibernation and 9 months outside.
So interesting. So interesting to hear all about how they are, what their routines are, in quotations. But they just fascinate me. They're so interesting. I never knew just how much there was to them, because you kind of forget just that they're another reptile.
Right.
They need the same treatment and care as any other reptile. They need the same heat, and obviously breed depends on how much heat they need, whether they're tropical, and you know, it's been really interesting to learn.
Oh gosh, yes. Absolutely.
They're not for the faint-hearted.
Oh God. This is the other thing. I'm part of a group for the Horsefield tortoise specifically. And so many people, and I was the same, so you know, the amount of us that start off with this tiny enclosure, because we've been told that that's fine by the people that are selling it to us.
Yeah.
And the fact that some of us got it from an actual tortoise place, and I'm told it's fine for the first 5 years, it makes my stomach churn now.
Because everyone's getting told that.
Yeah.
It's the majority that are hearing that, not the minority.
I've seen people have their Horsefield in a vivarium with a ceramic lamp, which isn't a basking lamp, it's just pure heat. And they're not meant for that. So they're overheating. It's too hot. The things I have seen, the things I've read, before it wouldn't have bothered me because I didn't know anything about them.
Yeah.
But I went through bad knowledge into, I'm not even close to being great at husbandry. I'm doing the best that I know now, and I hope to know more and more and more and more. And I think every day is always a learning day, even with our dogs. You know,
yeah,
we learn more about our dogs every day. Like you didn't know about diabetes until poor Bailey became diabetic, and it was something that you had to learn.
Yeah, no, completely. And I think partly with tortoises especially, it seems to be like a rite of passage that you have to go through all the bad stuff first, because you get told that they're so, it's only something I've noticed from you having them and hearing about it, just how much misinformation, and you have so many different extremes. Everybody has their own opinions, and it's very much a case of there's not just one right way. It's people decide what works best for them, and it leaves you in a really difficult position because it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
And then you spend all this time trying all these different things, worrying about them, panicking, you're doing the wrong thing. There's a lot of guilt, a lot of pressure. And the first 6 months is just this ridiculous learning curve of trying to figure out what the hell you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it really is. And you went through every single part of that with me.
Mm-hmm.
You really did. And especially with Chihiro, there was so many downs with Chihiro.
It was tough.
And so I feel she's in a right safe place now, and I feel like I know what I'm doing with Simba now. And he is poorly, and there's a chance he won't get better. We'll find out in a couple of weeks if we've managed to get anywhere. But he's happy.
He's so happy, and you've done everything you possibly could for him, like the treatments that he's had, the regular checks on the worms, and he's always been going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's just he seems to have stalled at this one point right before being totally clear, and it's so frustrating because, like, I've seen the way he's behaving. He's just his usual quirky, happy self.
Yeah,
just loving food. He's such a foodie. He loves his food.
But I gave him a leaf. There's a. I hope he's in his hiding place, because if he sees us, he's going to come bolting. But it's his plant, and I can't remember what it's called, but he adores it. And I have this one hidden, because otherwise he would just eat this in seconds. Like, it'd be gone. And if you think I'm joking, I gave him a piece like this earlier, and it was gone in 30 seconds. And he literally just
starvo
and just sulks it in. But I wonder if that's to do with the parasite.
Maybe, actually, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point, because I guess, if dogs get worms and stuff as well, it's the same kind of thing, that they are overly hungry and they eat more to compensate for the fact the worms are eating some of it.
Yeah. So I do wonder if part of it's that. But I put one of these in there the other day as a treat, because he'd been really, really good. Did his baths without like moaning. And I know it sounds silly, but he wasn't trying to escape that. He was like, fine, let me do my baths. It's fine. And I gave him just a couple of these, and he literally stomped it together, picked it up, and then inhaled all the leaves in like one go. And I was like, okay, there's hunger because of like worms, parasites, whatever. And then there's a gannet. And you, son, are just a gannet. He really is. And the thing is, people think that they're just tortoises, right? I get it all the time. Oh my God, it's just a tortoise. But first of all, it's not. He's my tortoise. He has a personality and is hilarious.
That's what I find crazy, because like I probably would have been one of those people beforehand that would have been like, it's like, surely it's not going to be like a dog, where every single dog has its own personality, different quirks and personality traits. But especially with you having both, it's so clear to see that they have their own little personalities. They're so, I keep using the word quirky because they're just so quirky. Mm-hmm. They're so funny to watch, and the difference in behavior between Simba and Chihiro, is crazy.
Chihiro is more loving. She loved a good cuddle, and she loved a good scratch.
She loved to watch you.
Yeah. Simba has a little game that he loves to play. It's so funny, where he will run around the table, and he'll stop in front of you, and you can just see him like preparing himself. And he gives a shell a scratch, and he bolts it, and then he stops, and he just waits again, and he gives a shell a scratch, and then he does it again, a whole circuit, and comes back and stops in front of you again, and he gives a shell a scratch, and just keeps on doing it.
I love it.
And it's absolutely hilarious. The other thing that he does that I find really hilarious is he's got a stick hide.
We can see it.
And he climbs it.
We can see it up to, well, there's a fence, but you have two of them, don't you? One for the fence and one for the...
Oh yes, if you have them upright, you can have them as fences, and if you bend them, there can be hides. But it's like basically that. And he climbs up it, and he stands there and looks at you and waits for you to stare at him. And then he slides down the other side, and he's rubbing his belly. He's just rubbing his belly. And he climbs back up it again, and then looks at you, and then he slides down it again. And it's just little things like that. And I know if I was to get, so I do his medicine in these little containers. They used to be Scott's pudding containers.
Yeah.
If he sees one of these, he's bolting it. He's coming towards you. That is it. He doesn't care about whatever he was doing before that. It's over. If he's half out of his bed and he's like very sleepy, getting some heat rays from the basking lamp. And he just opens up his eyes and sees one of them. Oh, scramping out. That's it. I'm up, I'm coming. Wait for me. Don't take it away. He loves it. He loves it. It's because his medication's in a tortoise pellet feed, and he only gets it when it's medication time, because if my understanding is correct, it's like McDonald's for them.
Yeah.
So I'd rather only give it to him when he really needs it, because he won't take the medicine otherwise. People said, pin his mouth open, squirt it in. No.
It's not nice.
2 reasons, right? How am I supposed to make sure it's 2 droplets by squeezing it in and holding the squirming tortoise? And I don't want him to go through that. If I can get it in him any other way, then that's what I'm going to do. And trust me, he eats it all. And the funny part is when he actually gets to the part that's got the medication in, he goes.
It's like a shock every time.
Yeah.
I guess that's the benefit of having like a foodie pet, because it makes it so much easier for getting things like medication in.
Yeah.
If you don't have a food oriented pet, it makes things a lot more difficult.
Absolutely. Like Odin's foodie. And so he gets a chewy worming tablet. And he's like, I don't care what that is. I'll eat it.
I wish Cooper was like that.
I think Cooper foodie?
Cooper is not a foodie in the slightest. Like, even on walks, he has no interest in treats. So he's very much just praise. He likes praise and pets and scratches. That would be his kind of praise language.
Can't really worry him that way, can you though?
I know. Arnold and Bailey would both be foodies. But it's harder now, obviously, with Bailey being diabetic, that we have to be so strict with his meals, because he has to eat those exact 12 hours apart, that we can't just give treats willy-nilly throughout the day, because it'll just throw his sugars off, and you can't give to one and not give to the other 2. So it's tricky. Usually Cooper would eat a treat at the end of his walk, once he get, if we're going out in the car, or if I come back to the house, I'll take him separately into the kitchen and I will give him a treat just for being out in the walk. But other than that, they'll very occasionally maybe get like a carrot split between them, or there's like diabetic friendly little mini dentist stick things that I've cut in half. But that's about it, really, because you just have to be so careful.
Odin loves carrot. Absolutely adores carrot.
So many dogs do. Carrots and blueberries would be the 2 big that ours would love.
Blueberries, yeah. Never even thought about it before. But I was getting Chihiro's breakfast, and one fell to the floor, and he grabs it, and I was expecting him to go, oh, you have it. But no,
Loved
he
it.
chucked it around for a while, had a playtime with it, as he does with a carrot, and then that's it, eats it. Because we have to be careful with our treats, because he's a raw feeder.
Yeah.
So we can't then give him like chicken, like cooked chicken or anything like that, because, and we're not going to carry raw chicken around.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we have his raw treats, quite a lot of them in the house now. The house is starting to smell. Oh, it's got duck feet, beef neck.
That's the one that bothers me.
Rabbit ears.
I think the beef neck bothers me the most. My friend has a golden retriever puppy, and she gets something very similar to you with the raw treats, and she had a beef neck one, and it's just an esophagus.
Yeah.
And then he came out the last time with rabbit ear, and it's just this crunching on this rabbit ear, and it still goes all chewy and nasty.
Yeah.
And I just can't quite wrap my head around it. I know it's great for them.
Yeah.
But it's not fun to watch them eat it.
Oh, trust me, it's not. Like the duck's feet, I haven't been able to give him one yet, because it literally is the leg.
It's a foot.
Foot.
Don't tell Stuart.
No way. And then
duck's his favourite.
Then, like you said, the beef neck, for me it looks like tripe, like intestinal tripe. Because I've seen because I've had colonoscopies, and I've seen the inside of intestines. It's what it looks like. So to Scott, it looks like intestines. You're like, how do you know what intestine looks like? And I'm like, I see it like every 6 months. Like,
yeah.
So for me, that's what it looks like. So for me, rabbit's ears, but they're really good. They're natural wormers. The hairs drag any worms out. Like he does every time we give him one. he will do a poop that's just pure rabbit ear. It's just all the hair coming out in one go. But it's done a good freaking clean out at the same time. The other things that there's, he's had boiled chicken feet. I think it's boiled. Something's been done to it. It's fine. That one's fine for me until he gets to the Achilles heels, the Achilles tendons and stuff like that. Then that's my face because they're just dangling there. And
oh, I think anything boiled just looks horrific.
I'm sorry. That's the opening scene, like clip for our podcast this week.
The trailer. We should have a trailer.
Yeah, that's what we should do.
Put it in a trailer,
and you go, oh.
Just pulling faces. We're definitely gonna have to do a TikTok video of us just pulling faces from this one. We're gonna put out like trigger warnings. We're talking about like beef necks and yummy.
Not quite sure on the yummy, but he does. He's so food orientated that he doesn't care. There is not a thing we haven't given him yet that he doesn't like. I think the hardest smell wise has been the sprats. Just dry fish.
Yeah.
And that's really intense.
Really intense smell.
Looks wise for me, the duck feet.
I can get that one, yeah, because it's so visibly a part of an animal.
Right.
Excuse you.
We'll leave that out of the trailer.
We'll not leave it out of the podcast.
Leave it out of everything, thanks. But yeah, like you said, the duck's foot is just visibly a duck's foot.
Yeah.
And all I can visualize is these two legs.
Oh.
It's like, no thanks.
That's tricky, I know. Because I've recently gone veggie.
Yes.
And it's not a case of, look at me, I'm vegetarian. It's just one of those things, I don't know, it just snapped decision one day, just went, no more meat. I had cut out red meat anyway for my diet because I found that it was a big trigger for me with my endo and with my bowel side of stuff. So I had cut it out anyway. So it's only really eating chicken or pork. And I just got to this point where I was like, I'm just eating chicken and pork for the sake of it. It just fills this part of this meal. You're told meat, potatoes, veg, or whatever. You always had your protein source. And for me, it was only ever that or fish. And I just one day decided, why don't I just try switching to alternatives for that same protein source?
Yeah.
And I just never looked back from it. It's just worked out really well. It's been a lot easier than I expected it to be.
I was going to ask you what is your main protein source now, because obviously from me that it's on one of the big ones you need because it's your healing. It's your healing protein is part of your healing system. So
that's probably the hardest part, is making sure you're getting enough protein. I know I've tried a lot of the meat alternatives, especially the sausages and the bacon, which I do really like. But for me, lentils has been a big, like lentils and pulses, just all those kind of things that are just big peas and beans. Love all those kind of things, and like casseroles. You're not a fan?
Oh, do you know what? Growing up, I had a friend who was just brought up vegetarian. And I went to stay at her house for the night. And they had a soup and it was lentil. They made it with lentils and stuff in it. And for me, it just felt like there was a grit in my food.
They were overcooked then. And
it just tasted, I've never been able to eat it since. I can't even look at them.
Isn't it funny though with food, like one bad experience with a type of food can just completely, you can never go near it again.
I can't. If you told me it was in my food, I'd be like.
Because I used to be like that with mushrooms. I don't know why, but it must have been some bad experience. I must have felt like a really squishy, nasty mushroom at some point when I was younger, and I would refuse to touch them. And it was only a couple of years ago in my adult life that I tried them again, and I'm now obsessed with mushrooms.
Isn't it? All my life, I've never been fussy eater.
Yeah.
My mum would tell you that growing up, I'd rather vegetables to meat. It's always been my favourite part of the meal. Roast dinner, my favourite part of roast dinner was always the veg.
Oh, like honey roast parsnips.
Oh,
carrots.
Yes.
Oh.
Parsnips are my favourite. Roast parsnips are my favourite veg of all time, right?
Okay.
Favourite veg of all time. and Scott hated them, so they never got cooked in our house.
Funny, they're one of the very few vegetables that Stuart actually really likes.
You'll eat aubergine now though because of me, because I make aubergine fries.
I need to try that recipe. You need to give me that recipe for aubergine fries because I need to try them. Because I'm not really a fan of aubergine. I mean, I can eat it, but I wouldn't go out of my way to have it.
Aubergine fries are the most amazing thing ever. And you can do it with courgette as well. Oh, delicious. And I definitely will have to give that recipe. But yeah, I've never been a fussy eater. Never, not once. But lentils, no.
It's so funny because it's something so unoffensive or inoffensive. Like they're just lentils.
But I always found people who had fussiness weird. And it's only to this moment that I completely forgot I have one of those fussies. Obviously, I can't eat at all now.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I had a fussy until this conversation.
My fussy to this day is cucumber. I cannot fucking abide cucumber.
It's 90% water.
Yeah, I know. But it's got the most vile flavour.
It's got no flavour.
It has got flavour. And anything cucumber touches, it's tainted. You can't eat it. That is one of the very few things that I will not eat. I am probably one of the least fussy people you'll find, and cucumber is the one thing. I like pickles. I love pickles. I just don't like the cucumber in its raw form.
Yeah, they're a bit different though, aren't they, really?
They're very different.
The gherkin, the type of cucumber, it's a different one, isn't it? But we have grown our own cucumber and tomatoes, and I have to say homegrown cucumbers have less taste, and we've never done it again since, because it was no flavour, like none.
I would have liked that cucumber.
In great rain, there's the result. But no, me and Scott were like, can you taste anything? Like, nope. So I don't know what they put in mass-produced ones.
Yeah.
But there must be some sort of pesticide or something using it, because we didn't use nothing and the flavour was nil point.
That's strange, because like anything else you go, like tomatoes tomatoes are the big one. They're always bursting with flavour.
Homegrown beef tomatoes.
Oh, beef tomato, like I could just have a beef tomato sliced with a little pinch of salt just over.
Oh hell yes.
Yummy.
Yes. I used to get beef tomatoes and just eat them like an apple. Yeah,
they're so good. Especially if you got a really good one. Like if you got a watery, mushy one, they were no good. But if you got a really like sweet, crunchy one.
Yes, please. If I had a really good homegrown beef tomato, I would probably think about trying it as a because.
Oh. But you've been starting to look at trying fitting in, haven't you? Because I know you tried a little bit of jelly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just like a spoonful.
That was 3 months. You know, that was 3 months ago now.
It was not.
It was 3 months ago.
That was that was Christmas, wasn't it?
Yep. Before Christmas, just before Christmas.
Why are we in March though?
Because I wanted to see if I can get something in me for Christmas Day. That's what I wanted to do, even if it was a mashed potato or something. I wanted to see if I can get some food in for me just to enjoy Christmas Day. Mash and some gravy, you know?
Yeah, just to sit with everybody else at the dinner table.
And it didn't even go badly. But I'm just so petrified.
Because you know what happens if it goes wrong.
Exactly that.
You know what the pain attack is, and it's not worth the risk sometimes.
No. Oh hell no. I have a topic I want to talk about. And it's actually you just made me think of it from you saying about when you went vegetarian, partly to do with your endo. I was scrolling through my Facebook the other day, and I don't tend to really look at Facebook anymore, because I cannot handle the depression that Facebook is nowadays. And I understand it's everyone's venting space, and I'm never ever gonna belittle that or anything else, but for my mental health right now, which is touch and go, I need to stay away from it. But yesterday or this morning, I can't remember which one it was, I decided to have a scroll, and I came across a post, and it was a girl talking about an experience she was having at a hospital where a nurse had decided that her pain was not real from Endo, and she took away her morphine, saying that she had contacted, that nurse had personally phoned the pain team after the doctor had prescribed it, and said that they are disgusted to hear that doctors prescribe it to her, and under no circumstances is she to give her any more. And there was more. The way she spoke to her, the way she was treating her was absolutely wrong. And you get one in every hospital, at least one in every hospital, that thinks they know better than any doctor. Don't get me wrong, nurses are smart. They
are.
I have got so much respect for nurses, beyond.
And in some cases, I believe nurses should have more, not more responsibilities, but more ability to actually carry out tasks that are only allowed to be carried out by doctors. I think in some cases nurses are perfectly qualified to carry out those things, and that would help ease pressure on the system because nurses could just get things done.
Yep, and they should get paid more.
Completely.
Like, why do doctors get paid so much?
Exactly. They're the backbone. They keep everything running.
Mm-hmm. Why
along with the auxiliary
paid like at least triple to what nurses do? It's disgusting. It really is. I have high amount of respect for nurses, but it's nurses like that. I had one of those, as you know, with my story, the bad treatment I got. I had a nurse like that, and it really affected me. But the support she was getting was so heartwarming, and the advice that she was getting was really good. And it's thanks to, wait for this segue, thanks to a wonderful support group, which, can we just bring up this little tidbit of information? Hayley runs a support group with a friend of hers, and a lot has happened recently, hasn't it, Hayley?
So yeah, we set up the group. Well, I'd set up the group probably, I think it must be coming up in a year ago now that I first created it, because it was just after just before my second surgery, and it had just been something I'd set up, and a few people had joined here and there, and it wasn't really getting anywhere or going anywhere because it was too much for one person to try and set up a group to do face-to-face meetings and online meetings. And it must have been January time, I think, that I saw the post from Endometriosis UK that they were looking for support group leaders for the Belfast support group. So I applied for it, and we ended up, myself and another girl, both got through and both became the leaders for that. So the intention was then to start off with what I built with Endo Warriors NI, and we were going to push and try and make this into something bigger. So we ended up actually just with Endometriosis UK, they'd agreed to make us the support group for Northern Ireland. So that's only actually happened this past week. So I know this will be going out in a week and a half. So that's only happened this week, and we're now officially Endometriosis UK Northern Ireland support group. So we are starting to look at I know we're going to be having our first online meeting on Tuesday coming, actually. So this next Tuesday coming, which will be before this podcast was out. And then we're planning to do one of those every month, and we'll be planning a face-to-face meeting hopefully for every other month. That's the plan, but we just have to get things nailed down, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, it's all moving forward now. It's all going well. It's just,
you've got an event coming up.
We also have a walk, because March is Endo Awareness Month. We've organised a walk, it's at Stormont over here, which is the Parliament buildings. So there's a big park around it. So we've organised a walk for around there. So that's happening next Saturday or Sunday. I think we finalised which day it's happening. So it's 26th, 27th. So just as this is going out, actually. And yeah, so it's really exciting. It's starting to go places, and we're getting movement. We're going in the right direction. So it's time to start actually making some change over here for that very reason of what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. And she, I believe, is from Ireland, because I'm in the Ireland groups, funny enough, I believe. But yeah, I've been lucky enough to watch this all from the beginning, because I remember the opening, you go and you saying, "Can you just join?" So get someone else in there, and I entered it.
Keep the numbers going up.
Yeah, to help the numbers go up. And then I remember you telling me about finding this advertisement about wanting leaders, and the whole story from there to now has just been wild.
It has. It's not been a straightforward.
No,
it's not been a straightforward journey.
It really hasn't. But it's been amazing.
But it's had the best outcome now, and to have a little support group that I just decided to set up because there wasn't anything like that for anybody in Northern Ireland, and I know that probably a lot of people in different parts of the world feel the same way, but Endometriosis UK are trying to do a really fantastic job in setting up new groups for as many parts of the UK as possible, because I think for a while they just had a lot of the major cities, and there were sort of more suburban areas and rural areas that were kind of not being left behind, but just were too far out to fall into those major cities, and it wasn't feasible for them to do face-to-face meetings. And obviously COVID has had a huge impact. Nobody's been having those meetings, so there's a big push at the minute for the support groups all across the UK, because even when I was doing my training, there were people from all over the rest of the UK that were setting up new groups as well as joining existing ones. So there's more and more of them popping up, which is really good to see. And it's going to be nice to try and get Northern Ireland to catch up to even where England and Scotland and Wales are at the moment, because we are that little bit further behind with our legislation for even curriculum. We don't get taught about menstrual well-being in schools, and that's just recently been brought into the curriculum in England. So we just need to start advocating, as well as supporting. We need to start advocating and lobbying for change over here too.
There also needs to be something out there for the younger generation, because they're all on Facebook, and you know, some of them will at this point be thinking that they're excruciating periods and all, and there needs to be something out there that tells them it's not, and to advocate for themselves to get some guidance and some support, because trust me, as somebody who suffers with excruciating periods, as you well know, even as an adult, it debilitates you, and you get trapped in your own bed for half the time. You know, and to be a teenager going through that alone is just not, it's not right. There needs to be groups for teenagers specifically.
There does, and that was a big thing that we've pushed with our group now as well, is that we're not just for people who have a diagnosis. It's for anybody who thinks that they could have this, or they've been experiencing symptoms, or just have been struggling with female health, anything. And we've had mothers come into the group to be there for their children that are young teenagers, because they have been told by consultants they think they might have it. And it's just so refreshing to actually hear things like that being caught earlier, and awareness being known about at somebody of that age, because so often we hear the story, and we have another podcast that's going to be airing with another endometriosis story that's alarmingly similar to mine. But we hear it all too often, that it starts at such a young age, and it still takes 8 years odd to get to that point of knowing what's actually wrong, because you just think it's normal. So that's what I think Endo UK are trying to achieve all over the show. So we're just hoping to help with that.
It's not even a simple diagnosis, is it? For Endo itself, it's surgery to actually see it. And for adenomyosis, which is the internal version, it's an actual hysterectomy for diagnosis. It's not like you can just go and get diagnosed and by a scan or something and know what's happening. You have to have something really invasive happen and really painful happen, or really heartbreaking, because if you have to have the hysterectomy, like, come on, that's so suffering.
That's it. And they can suspect from scans, from the internal ultrasounds, from MRIs, they can suspect. But as you mentioned, adenomyosis, you can't, until you've had a hysterectomy, you can't have your formal diagnosis until then. So you can be told, yeah, you probably have this, you might have this. And a lot of doctors can just sort of brush it away at that point and go, yeah, it's probably that, and just close the door on it. And that's where the fight really begins, that you have to push and push for endo, especially, to have your laparoscopy, to get somebody who is a specialist, who knows what they're looking for, because it's not easy to spot all the time.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're looking for, to go in there and give you that formal diagnosis, because that's when you can really start. You can start over because you have your diagnosis.
Yes.
And it's something we touch on basically every single podcast. Getting a diagnosis is so important.
Advocating for yourself. I was actually talking a lot about avocation today, because I had so many people in my life today that doctors have given up on them. And the best piece of advice I could give them from learning, I already knew how to advocate, but from doing all the podcasts that we've done, because the people are now going to actually start hearing the followers' stories that they started last Sunday, is make a diary. And I don't just mean like, today I ate this. I mean a diary that has a chart in it of what pain you had, what type of pain it was, where it was, how long did it last for, how many times that day did you have it, how, did you go to the toilet, what was the smell like, what was the consistency like, was it hard to go to the toilet, well, how did you feel afterwards, what did you eat, what time did you eat it, how did you feel after you ate it, like what time did you sleep, did you have a nap, everything about your day. Journal it, get it down. And when your doctors give up on you, you pass that over and say, this is my life.
Yep.
Tell me what's wrong. Because they give up on you when you give up on you.
Yeah.
Because you're allowing them to give up on you.
That is so true.
I mean, it sounds like victim blaming type of thing, but it's not. If doctors can push you aside, they will, because they have such a big caseload. And I sometimes don't think that they do it because they want to. I sometimes think that they're so overwhelmed and so overworked that they kind of go, right, well, I don't know what this is and it doesn't seem serious, so right, I don't know what it is, there's nothing wrong, go bye-bye. And that's where you go, no.
Yeah.
No,
that's not easy. Saying no and fighting back is not easy, because you're led to believe, for only able to talk on my experience, obviously, you're led to believe that it's in your head, or you get paranoid yourself, even if you're not told that, or if you're brushed off. You start thinking you're crazy. Is my body making this up? Is this something my head's doing? Like, is it triggering pain? You just go mad with just thinking you're a hypochondriac.
If GPs make you feel that way though as well, because we're the doctor, you're not, we know better than you, so we're telling you it's nothing. Now you're pushing it, now you're a hypochondriac.
Yep.
And it's so frustrating.
So I really hope that girl that you were talking about got the help she needed. I hope she got sorted with a doctor getting her back on her pain relief, because no one can truly understand what the pain's like unless you're going through it yourself. No one pushes and pushes for pain relief that genuinely has a condition for the sake of getting those painkillers. We're pushing because we're in agony and we need to function. And the only way you can function is to have pain relief.
I actually haven't looked back at the groups. I don't know the updates, but it was only even last night or this morning. So, there should be an update by now, but I'll have a look after this is done. But so many people, like I said in the live, was going through the same sorts of thing. But it is all about advocating and standing up for yourself, and I do hope that girl stood up for herself.
Yeah, and that's part of the reason, again, back to the group. Whenever people are struggling to do that for themselves, we want to help lift them up and push them and give them the advice and the support and the opportunity to just chat to people to get that advice.
Yeah.
To be able to do that, because some people don't know where to turn. I know I didn't for a long time.
Well, no, I mean, I'm in a medical system because of my health, and I still struggle to know where to turn, because everybody is like, oh, that's not my position, that's not my job. Like, whose job is it then? Tell me whose job it is. Tell me who I'm meant to turn to at this point, because I don't friggin' know. And the other thing is, with conditions like endo and adenomyosis, is first of all, for endo, you've got to have a surgery to figure out if you've got it or not, and you might not have it. You're gonna go through this painful experience and maybe not have it. And then if you've got adenomyosis, you might lose your womb and not have it, and it was something else. You know, it's not just about getting diagnosed, and it's about the whole mental health journey of the diagnosis. And what if it's not? At the end of the day, what if it's not? And you're that desperate to make the pain stop that you'll do any of this. That the other side of it is like the mental health side of it, isn't it?
Oh, big time. And it's part that I think gets forgotten quite a lot. Not by the people going through it, but by everybody else. People just think it's just the physical pain, and that goes for every condition.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Talking about every condition. You're
full of these segues tonight. You're just.
I know. I'm trying to slip them in perfectly here.
I know where you're going with this.
I know. Talking of like support and all that sort of stuff. That the only reason I'm here is because of a hospital called St. Mark's, and they have a foundation for raising money and stuff. And my hair, as you know, started falling out again, and it's been doing it quite a lot on and off. And it's for a girl especially, but I know a lot of men, it's the same for them. If they lose hair, that it's heartbreaking for them.
Yeah.
You feel out of control. I mean, we're already out of control of our health, right? It doesn't matter what your condition, if it's endo, if it's cancer, if it's diabetes, you feel out of control. Okay.
Do. So
like when your hair falls out, we start losing something that is precious to you, which our hair is. It's part of how we look, you know. It mentally is a hard struggle, and when I get into that spiral of it's falling out and my mental health starts kicking in, I want to hack my hair away. I want to take control and just take it away.
Yeah.
And I've now wanted to take my hair away, as you know, for months. I've spoken about I wanted to shave my hair off, I want to shave my hair off, and I was like, oh my God, don't do that. And so I'm adamant about it. And so decided, why not do it and give back at the same time? So I'm going to be shaving my hair off to raise money for the St. Mark's Foundation. And
round of applause.
I was actually just looking at my hair because, as you can see, I've got my hair in a different.
I think it looks beautiful this way, by the way. I know it's not really helpful to say that when you're shaving it off, but I love it with the side fringe. I think you really suit it.
And I did wonder, I don't know if I can because of all the shit I've done to my hair, but can I donate it?
Don't know what the minimum length is. There's a length that you need to have for like a certain number of inches for donation. It's like the Little Princess Trust or something, isn't that?
Yeah.
One of the ones that does donations.
7 inches.
7 inches.
Some 7, some 14, it says.
Say anything about being dyed or bleached, because I imagine it probably needs to be natural hair.
I'll have a look. Doesn't quite work, does it? But technically it's going to be about 12 inches. So one of them should take. But mine's the only natural part of my hair is this.
Yeah.
So depends on the charity. A Princess Trust wants 16 inches. Yes. Cancer UK Research UK must be in good condition. Right, that's me out the window. I love your hair up like that. It's so cute.
It's just literally a low pony because my hair dried naturally yesterday, so it's
super curly.
Super curly.
I love the little curly bits at the front.
So yeah, I just pulled bits out of it.
Super,
I pulled it back and it's just pulled back loose. So
I love it. Looks very professional.
There's nothing professional about this. It's get out of the shower, do this with your towel over your head, put on some scrunch jelly, put the diffuser on the bottom of it, and just that's it. I
was actually earlier. I went to take a picture and send you because I scrunched my hair and my curls were just like. I was like, oh God, I haven't shown him my natural hair curl yet, and then I just dried them. It'll dry.
You're gonna have to do that before you shave it off.
I will. So those are things I want to do though. So I did a post saying to give me ideas of things you want to do to your hair, cut like scissors. Someone said a bowl cut, and I went, something you wanted done. Like my post literally says, what haircuts have you wanted to have done but have never had the guts to do it?
No one in the history of the world has ever wanted a bowl cut.
But do you know, as I was saying to you at the beginning, it's actually not a side fringe. What I've done is I have actually sectioned the middle of the hair ready to cut in a fringe.
Which you're going to really suit as well, by the way. That's going to look amazing. You're going to end up cutting the fringe and be like, I'm not shaving this off.
But yeah, no, that's what's part of my fear, because as you know, I have said on the pathway to shaving it off, I'm going to start doing hairstyles that I've always wanted and been petrified of doing. Mm-hmm. One of them is a mohawk. Oh. I've always wanted a mohawk. As you know, I've never dressed how I wanted to dress. I've dressed because of what I thought was appropriate or what everybody else dresses like. And if I dressed how I wanted to dress,
yes,
I would be bullied. And I've already been bullied enough in my life that I couldn't cope.
We both had this conversation, didn't we? Because we both feel exactly the same way. And it was only from that conversation, I think, we both realised that we felt that way, that we'd actually hidden our... Because I think we were both looking at clothes. We were scrolling through stuff or showing each other clothes, and we're like, oh, that's so you, and that's so you. And we're like, we both knew each other's styles without us actually dressing the way that we want to dress. And I still don't dress the way I want to dress.
I know. Somebody actually said to me the other day, has your stuff arrived yet that you wanted to wear? And I said no. I said, right now we're in a financial downfall because my husband broke his ankle into 12 pieces, and so he's been off work and he's self-employed, so we've had no income since January the 4th, and we're struggling. And so the money that I'd finally saved up to have DM boots gone. The money that we put aside for me to finally buy clothes that would show who I actually am on. And as you know, because I've shown you hairstyles of mohawks with funky colours in them, and it's not like a short little, or it's not the short mohawk, but it's not the tall spiky one, but the one that has like floppy hair kind of situation. It's just a bit of hair in the middle that you can do so much with. And I've seen so many brave women with it, and I'm so jealous. And there's a guy on Instagram called the Hair God, and he does really punky hair, like really out of there, yellow, orange, purple, green hair that's just, and some of the hair I stare at it and I'm like, really? And then you see their face at the end and they're so happy. It's like, I get that. Like, you're so fucking brave. And I know it's just hair, but it is brave. And I've seen this woman, and she's had it green, she's had it blue, she's had it purples, and they're just, I love it. But I have a very long, thin face and a very pale face at that. So my fear has always been, by having a lack of hair here and hair here, it's just going to elongate
your face.
So I've never done it. But if I'm going to shave the hair off,
you gotta do it.
And I haven't had a fringe since 2015, I think. So that's the first thing I'm thinking about.
That's when I had a fringe too.
Is it?
Yeah.
We're literally like twins. But it is a fear now that I will cut it in, because like right now I'm actually quite enjoying this side fringe.
It's really nice.
But I'm fearful that I'm going to do that and I'm going to be like, oh, I don't want to cut it off now. And why am I fearful of that? Because I've now openly said I'm shaving my hair off, And I know that in a week or two, even if I cancel it, in a week or two, I'll want to do it again.
Yeah. But there's no real rush. I mean, you could always keep it as it is now for a week, then put your fringe in. If you decide you like it, keep it there for a month or two, and then you can always do it. You don't have to do it right now.
No, the goal is obviously the 10th of April, because you have to put a goal down, especially for just giving.
Yeah.
But I'm going to take it. I don't want to rush for those other people. This is for me.
Exactly.
It's for me, but I'm raising money at the same time. Also, I want to reach my goal before I shave my hair off.
Yeah.
And I've gone. I wouldn't say I've gone big or go home. I've gone for 250. because I think if everybody on my page, if my pages gave just £1, I should have 3 grand.
Yeah.
And if everyone from my page on TikTok gave it, I should have 21 grand. You know what I mean?
If everyone listening to the podcast.
No, not exactly. Like technically, I could raise a whole heap of money for such a good cause, but I have a Just Giving page to raise money for St. Mark's Foundation. But when I am live on TikTok shaving my head, that's going to mental health.
Yeah.
All the gifts that I get on that live is going to mental health.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know which one yet because it's going to be, I need to look on TikTok to find out what their charities are for it. Mm-hmm. But the reason I'm doing that is because I could say all the gifts I'm given will go to St. Mark's Foundation, but TikTok take like 65% of everything you give.
I know. It's shocking, isn't it?
It's disgusting. Like, who's doing what you like? They charge you to get coins, to give gifts, and then they take 65% back of that when you give it to the person.
I get that they're a business. I get that they need to make money, but over half just is greed.
It's disgusting.
There's really no need for that much. Like, even if they took 20%, that's still a hefty enough chunk.
Yeah.
When you think about all the other ways that they monetize through their app, like with the TikTok shops, with their ads, like they make money left, right, and center with that. So why do they now need to start poaching money
every day
from gifts?
TikTok shop. Every day on my little feed, you know, one where you can see if they've liked your comment, liked your videos and stuff. Every day now, I get, why not come and do a TikTok shop with us? I'm like, I'm watching creators that I respected.
Yeah.
Right? Respected them. Sell £2 fake DM boots to kids going, oh my God, I wear them all day. They're so comfortable. They're amazing. You're going to love them.
Yeah.
Like,
and it's just pushing. Don't get me wrong, I've bought a couple of things on TikTok shops. I'm not going to lie. I have bought a couple of things because they've had a really nice mug. I bought a glass, you know, one of those see-through double-walled mugs. I got one of those. I got a pair of pajamas for like $5. But whenever you look at it, it's kind of something I think I wouldn't buy from again. And the reason being is it's just promoting so much waste.
Yep.
The fast fashion side of it is insane. And the amount that it costs for each of those little items that cost, say, 99p to be shipped all the way from China, the emissions, the costs, like, never mind how those products were produced. I mean, we can't know for certain, but I mean, we all probably have an idea of how those products were produced and the conditions people were in. And it's just landfill. It's all going to end up in landfill.
The rest of them from places like Wish.
Yeah.
You can find them on wish.com and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the bit that gets me is like, that's your choice to buy that. But for those kids who have got their bit of pocket money and the people that they're respecting and following and love because they see them as celebrities, sat there saying, like, this is amazing, like, you should have it. Fake Dyson hair curling.
Yeah, the air wrap.
Like, you're risking their hair.
Yeah.
You're risking the integrity of their hair. Like, they're pushing it. Yeah. And it's people that I used to not idolize but respect so much for what they went through and stuff, to now sell their soul to make a few pounds or dollars doing something for TikTok, so TikTok can make some more money.
Sit and rub their hands, roll in the money.
Just so they can make some more money, fast bucks on the internet.
Yeah. I
get the whole earning money online, especially during the pandemic and to try and catch up. I get all that. But think about your demographic.
Exactly.
One of my big things that you know for my Facebook group is for people to tell the truth about their age, so I can see the demographic that I'm aiming towards. And my main aim is 19 to 25. That's the most people I have at the minute, 19 to 25. I have a lot of under 16s. I will never ever sell them something that I didn't think was 100% ethically okay, like you said, emissions okay, and would be safe.
Yeah, there's a duty of care, I think, with TikTok, and it goes beyond even the shop side of stuff. For me, they should, in my opinion, you should have to provide a form of ID when you create an account. Because one, for troll side of stuff, it would help a lot with that. Two, for the safety of children, and probably also then to make sure that I know that the algorithm works in its magical way, and you end up seeing videos that are relative to you, but whenever you first start off, there's no guarantee that if the 13-year-old child's going to scroll through and not see something they shouldn't see. And there needs to be more safeguarding for that kind of stuff.
Do you know how many pole dancers I get on my page? I haven't even looked at pole dancing.
Yeah.
I watch people with other health issues and comedy. But I keep getting, and this is not like, this is down to them, like I've got no judgment, but women in thongs with their legs wide open.
Yeah.
Right? I've told you about this before. I was scrolling through the lives on TikTok, and I came across two girls that could not have been over 12 years old in what I call hoochie shorts, which is the ones where the butt cheeks are hanging out the bottom, right? The parent has walked behind them, and they're doing things like twerking and jumping on each other and all this sort of stuff, and you've got all these little disgusting little comments going up in it, and I'm like, hang on a minute, whose duty of care is this? Like, is it the parents behind them that's maybe not seeing that phone is actually on? Did they think they were making a TikTok and not actually live on the internet? Is it TikToks to watch that these two young girls with crop tops and hoochie shorts on and parading around in front of men making horrible comment like, "I'll do that again, lift her like that again. I didn't see that, I was walking my fish." Like, come on, whose duty of care is that?
And that's the thing, isn't it? How do you decide that? Because TikTok's argument is that parents should be supervising their children, but as a company as well, to me, they do have a duty of care. They should be doing more.
I mean, like you've seen in my lives, are you not dead yet? Can't wait to see you in a body bag. And for me, that's I couldn't give it to you.
Yeah.
But as you all know, and I know, the next person might not be that secure. And I have seen trolls break people down.
Yeah.
Crying, screaming at the screen. And half the time
people think it's so entertaining.
Yeah. Like, I understand a lot of trolling is from kids that are hurting.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it doesn't affect me. But who's meant to be looking after them?
That's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
And with all the money, I'm sorry, that they're getting from everything, you should think they would have a better reporting system.
That's it. That's the other big thing. It's a shocking reporting system.
You can report somebody and they go, "Oh, okay, banned."
Yeah.
And can you appeal it? Can you, heck? I lost 5 accounts for sexual nudity when I was wearing hoodies and leggings. And I tried to get them back with no response. They must have had thousands of emails, not from just me, my followers.
Yeah.
And it completely ignored it.
No, it's poor. There's definitely, I don't know whether it's a case of it grew out of control so quickly, but I mean, TikTok's been around for what, years now? Since, and it blew up obviously with COVID and lockdown and things, and it just seems to me that they haven't grown enough with that popularity of their app, and it's showing. The cracks are really showing now.
It really is. I mean, Clapper came out, but that has its own issues. The OGs hate newbies coming over across to it, and they bully. It's like, hang on a minute, you don't want them here because you don't want the bullying and trolling, but you're doing it yourself to other people.
Yeah.
And now they're all going over to something else. Don't remember the name of it.
It just moves so fast. Like I can get, I have a job in tech and I can keep up with it.
That's true. That's true. But I try to just do my own thing now.
That's all you can do.
It's also like the fakers. Do you remember the young girl who turns out her feeding tube was not a feeding tube at all? And she just had this clip thing in her nose that held the line there. And I still to this day don't know where the fluid went that she injected into it. And then when it fell out in a live, she was like, yeah, I was just raising awareness when people do this. And she was 16 years old.
And the awful thing is that she's made a poor decision at that age, and that's going to haunt her.
It'll stick with her for a very long time.
Yeah. And this is the thing, this has gone on since the internet became so big for, probably 10, 15 years ago, whenever it became a big thing and people didn't think of the repercussions of what they put online. And those things are starting to air now for a lot of people, even celebrities.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And it has huge repercussions on people's lives and their mental health, as we keep talking back to. It does have a huge impact on mental health. Because you get bullied and harassed for those things.
Of course you. I mean, look at Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
With the Smiths and Gabby Hanna.
Yeah.
Like, it never goes away. The internet, you can delete it, put somewhere out there. Yeah. It's still there.
Someone has it downloaded, someone has it saved, someone re-uploads it. It'll never go away. And
look at the trickery they try to do now. When they come in and try to get you to say something that turns out it's racist
or
homophobic, and it's like, but they're recording to try and trip you up so that they can take you down. It's like the internet is it's a great place if it's used right and you have the right people around you.
Yeah.
But it's also a very dangerous place.
It is. And on that note, let's put the podcast out.
Oh yeah. For some strange reason, I just got a massive craving for Monster Munch.
That came out of nowhere. Which flavour though?
Pickled onion.
Oh no, beef. No, sorry, flaming hot.
Beef is my favourite flavour. We used to get boxes of them. Our friend ran a pub, and every time she go do a restock, she'd come back with a box of beef Monster Munch for us. But for some strange reason, I have a craving. My mouth is literally watering for pickled onion crisps. Monster Munch.
It has to be. I'm flaming hot is my favourite. I love the flaming hot Monster Munch.
They're nice. I like Monster Munch. Full stop.
It's the texture. They're like I love. I don't know if you do the same thing. I have to bite off each of the.
Yeah.
I bite off each of the toes.
Yeah, and it's definitely.
And then you eat the little curve that's left.
It's one of those crisps I think you have to eat on your own, away from many other people, because the noise you're going to make with them is so disgusting.
They're really strong smelling. They end up all over your fingers because the seasonal sticks, and you're crunching it, as you say, crunching each little bit. They're the noisiest crisps.
Yep.
And whenever you're eating them, it's just like you turn into a monster because you're just like
you do.
Scoffing them into.
You do. The messiest crisp though is Cheetos or What's-Its.
Oh, What's-It? Oh, I haven't had What's-Its in years. Like literally, I haven't had What's-Its in years.
Me either. Me either. But it's like no matter what you do, your nails, your fingers, are covered in it, and getting that off is so hard.
Yeah, and it's even if you wash your hands, it still smells.
Yep. It really does.
Socks, dirty socks. But I never understood like how What's-Its taste so good and smell so awful.
I know. But then again, there's people like blue cheese, and I can't stand the smell of that, but I can't stand the taste of that either. So
no, me neither.
Like why people have things like blue cheese sauce on steaks and stuff, I'll never know.
I mean, I can just about stomach it, but wouldn't ever ask for it.
No. My favourite snack, and now you might curl your toes up real hard, and Scott, I could kill him every week. He gets a packet and it drives me potty. Pork scratchings.
Oh, I love them.
Oh,
I love them. Stuart hates them, but I love them.
When I used to go out on a Friday night, I could demolish about 6 packs of it. Oh God, they're the most delicious things. The noisiest. It's like Scott eats them, he has to give me a warning, and I have to put my noise cancelling headphones on because I will scream.
Yeah, they are crazy noisy.
But crazy good.
Yeah. I can't eat them anymore in veggie.
Oh yeah. I can't have pork belly either then.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've told myself if I really want, like, I'm not being super strict. If I really, really wanted chicken, or if I really, really wanted pork,
yes, yeah, no,
I'll have it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to deprive myself from really craving it because I'll never be able to stick to it long term. But so far, I mean, it's been a month, just over a month, and I haven't really missed it at all.
It's might be longer than that.
It probably has. I think it would be. I keep forgetting that we're in the middle of March, so it's probably coming up in 2 months.
Yeah, it was just after Christmas.
Yeah, it was basically the start of January.
I just remember you had something veggie for dinner, and you were like, I've not even missed.
No.
Meat. Every now and again, you know, you might, like you said, you just might be out and you might see a chicken meal, and it's like, well, you know what, I actually do fancy that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be weird. Your body would be like, what the heck is this? It's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna freak out. So.
But so many people turn veggie without even wanting to. It's just that the vegetable options becoming so much more tastier.
Yeah, and I think people are being more conscious, not necessarily about going fully veggie, but they're just more conscious about reducing the amount of meat that they eat. And that alone it makes a huge impact, just even for the environment side of stuff.
Yeah, so many people started doing the meat-free day a week.
Yes, because veganuary was the big thing as well.
Yep. And then it turned into they found something they really enjoyed, and so tried other stuff, and it is that. I'm trying to think if there was any meat that I physically couldn't have lived without, and I don't think there is one.
I was most worried about bacon, if I'm honest, but the fake bacon, it has the flavor. It has enough of the flavor of bacon to satisfy me. I mean, you know, you're not eating bacon. And I will say, I think probably the one thing from seeing Stuart having a pepperoni pizza, just whenever pepperoni is like gone really crispy around the edges, I will say I miss pepperoni. But there's vegan pepperoni too.
Have you tried, and it was actually really good, the cauliflower-based pizza yet?
I haven't, but I love cauliflower, and it was I mentioned I met with my friend yesterday for lunch for my late birthday, and I got cauliflower tacos, and they were unreal. They were like it was battered cauliflower, and it had like a chipotle sauce over it in a taco with like salsa, guac, and sour cream, and it was delicious. I think cauliflower is so versatile.
Yeah. So many times did I used to have cauliflower cheese and chips.
Cauliflower cheese. It's pure comfort food.
Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And when I get to the end, I'd be gutted. So I will admit, on more one occasion I bought 2 trays of the cauliflower cheese because I just loved it.
So good.
Absolutely loved it. And there's so much, like I said, there's so much good stuff. So you got your cauliflower cheese based pizza, absolutely divine. You've got your like aubergine or courgette chips. Yep. There's so many things that you can exchange the meat with nowadays.
Yep.
Oh, Asda do fake kebab meat.
Oh, I've had one now. It's a branded one I had that was fake kebab meat.
Oh yeah, it was from Asda. It was branded, but it was
lovely.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be like lamb shawarma or something. I think it was, and it was like little shredded bits.
Yeah.
And honestly, you wouldn't have really known.
Nope.
Because I mean, doner meat isn't really like meat in a way.
No, it's not. It's a bit of every freaking thing.
A bit of everything. So it wouldn't be hard to replicate that texture with soya or something. So no, I've tried it and it is lovely. It is lovely.
I stopped eating completely. I went vegetarian.
Yeah.
And so I got to try some bits. And so that the vegetarian pizza from Asda is amazing. The kebab alternative is amazing. And Linda McCartney's spinach nuggets. Spinach bites. Spinach bites. They are amazing. They literally taste like corn on the cob. For some strange darn reason, they taste like corn on the cob.
I'll have to try them. That'll be my next buy because I really like Linda McCartney stuff. Sausages are good, and the
Her caramelized red onion ones are amazing.
The even just the normal burgers. I know there's the mozzarella burgers too, which I need to try that she does. And there's a southern fried chicken pocket that she does. It's really nice too.
Tesco's used to do it. I don't know if they still do it. Spicy bean burgers.
Oh, I love spicy bean.
And me and Scott used to eat them. They were amazing, and just put them in a bun with some salad, and it was just.
I'm hungry.
No, I do it to myself as well. Look.
I know. You're just torturing yourself now.
I know. All I can keep thinking about is food. But I'm hungry all the time in the minute. I think because I'm more active than I used to be. I think I need to up my calories.
Yeah.
So we just had to take a break for a minute. Hayley pain took a bit of a bite out of her. But
meat pad.
It seems a lot more comfortable now. And I think we're going to share what she's actually using at the minute, because it's not like an oral tablet you have to take. It's something. Do you want to tell them what it is?
Yeah, so like obviously I still take my painkillers and everything, and I use my heat pad and things like that. But these patches are something I came across probably about a year or two ago. And they are, so this company BeYou is all about just female health and providing supplements and anything to help ease pain, bath bombs, like anti-chafing cream, like all sorts of stuff. They're very, I've come to love them. I think they're a great company. And basically these are little, they're menthol patches actually, and they smell incredible when you open them. But they're little, they're just little strips, almost like plasters. They're the same feel as plasters.
I'd say that's what it looks like.
Yeah, so like even the texture of it and everything looks very like plasters. And they're basically just these sticky patches. There's like a little seal that you pull off for the middle first, stick it down, and then pull the two sides off, same as a plaster. And these things last for like 12 hours, and they just release this cooling feeling on your tummy or your back. Like you can use them anywhere. You can cut them. You can apply two, one on top, above and below each other. You can apply whatever way you want to use them. And they come in a pack of 5, and I just think they are brilliant. I swear by them. I mean, they're not a miracle cure. They're not gonna get rid of your pain. But it just does something to help with the pain. So I would highly recommend them, even if you have just muscle pain anywhere. Like I wouldn't even say that they're necessarily just for women.
No.
You know, anyone could really just use these. You could wrap one around your knee if you have a sore knee. You could put one on your thigh. Like they could be used anywhere. And then whenever you're taking it off, you just have a shower and just let the water rinse along it and just gently peel it off when it comes off again.
If you're like me and you are allergic to sticky, which I'm highly allergic to, I either put them on the outside of my underwear, or if I'm wearing a tank top, I place them on there and not directly on the skin. And for me, I find them comforting.
Yeah, they are.
And I put it in the area where I'm feeling the pain. And as we know, I get it quite wide ranged. I just place it in the area that I'm getting it. And it just feels like this tingling sensation. It's almost like somebody's giving you a rub.
Yes.
That's how I find it.
They're really soothing. I mean, it's menthol and eucalyptus are really what's in here. And like they're cruelty free. There's no nasties in them. They're biodegradable, just another thing. So they're very eco-friendly, this company too. A lot of their stuff will be either vegan friendly or vegetarian. I know with capsules that I do, they're all vegetarian capsules. So like this does say that they're vegan. These are vegan friendly. So I would highly recommend giving these a go. And they're not going to be for everybody. Nothing ever is. But I mean, if you're at wit's end, I would highly recommend trying these.
And like Hayley said, like they're not a cure. They don't take you away completely. They just help. And for me, it's the soothing thing. Like when I'm in absolute agony, I like Scott rubbing my back. It's a comfort. And I find these as a comfort. And when you're in a lot of pain, comfort is everything.
Exactly.
It really is. So I do use them. Not as much as I think Hayley does, but I do use them. And again, I agree.
Definitely. So yeah, we'll have them linked as with all of our other products. We have them linked on our website to take you directly to the BeYou website. You can also buy them you can also buy them on Amazon. But I prefer to go directly with BeYou because it gets to a point if you buy enough from them, there's reward systems and things I believe in place.
Yeah.
And there's chances to become ambassadors depending on how many products you buy and things too. So I always prefer to go directly to the company. So yes, that'll be linked on our website, and it'll also be in the description box if you're watching on YouTube as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think with Hayley's pain being where it's at, I think it'll be a good time to stop now, and so we can get her away and rested. But
sounds good.
And being kind.
But thank you.
We appreciate you all spending some time with us this evening talking about. Do you know what we talked about so much?
This felt like a really long one.
I know. It really was.
But we covered a lot of important stuff, I think. So
it was a very in-depth one. Normally, like, we talk a little bit about each subject, but tonight we've just really, I think, been passionate about what we've discussed tonight. And also we had to speak about the amazing changes for you and your group, and amazing changes that's going to happen to my head and my hair.
I know, I can't wait. The next chit chat we do, you're either going to have a fringe or you're going to have no hair at all.
Yep. The fringe was meant to be in today, it's why I sectioned it, but I'm quite enjoying the side fringe at the minute. So we're
going to go through every hairstyle in the book before we
cut it off.
Cut it off. So exciting though. But yeah, I think as well it'd be really important. We'll link your donation if we have it. We'll link the donation for, is it GoFundMe that some Mark's had?
It's just giving.
Just giving. So we'll link that as well in the description on YouTube, and we'll put it in on our website somewhere as well so that people can access that. And if they can't even just give £1.
That's exactly it. It's what I said. And even if you can't give £1, if you can just give it a share.
Yeah,
the share really helps. And some of these websites shares, they give money too. So if you can't afford to donate £1, and I truly understand that, I know for some of us every penny really counts. A share would just greatly be appreciated. So if you could do that, that'd be wonderful. And if you can't find it, if you actually just go on Just Giving and type in Totally Me, then you'll find my page.
Perfect.
So anyway, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get Hayley all snuggled up and rested, and we'll see you all in 4 weeks' time.
4 weeks. Yes, another guest podcast next, so that's exciting.
I know. Adam's next, which is
Adam's next.
Really good one. So yeah, we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.